Question number 37. ZAZ PLC is a UK company. It's in the process of negotiating an order amounting to euro 2.8 million with a large German retailer on 6 months credit. Okay, so what do you understand from this? The base amount is 2.8 million. There is an exporter from UK exporting to Germany. So two currencies will be involved, sterling, that is pounds, and euro. Okay, and the amount is 2.8 million. The currency here is euro, and the period is 6 months. 6 months will be used either, in case of hedging by futures or forwards. The 6 months is this tenure. Correct? Great. If successful, this will be the first time for the UK company to export goods into a highly competitive German market. Okay. The UK company is considering following 3 alternatives to manage the transaction risk before the order is finalized. Manage the transaction risk. Okay, the first one. Mr. Peter, who is the marketing head, has suggested that in order to remove the transaction risk completely, the UK company should invoice the German firm in sterling, that is pounds, using the current spot rate, current euro by pound spot rate. Okay, average spot rate to calculate the invoice amount. Mr. Wilson says he's doubtful about Peter's proposal and suggested an alternative. So what Wilson is saying is that it is better that we continue to invoice the German firm in their currency, that is euro, and then we will have a risk, but then we'll hedge the risk using the forward contract. Okay, forward exchange contract to hedge the transaction risk, and we are still invoicing the German firm in euro. So that is what Mr. Wilson thinks is proper. The third person comes into picture is Miss Karen. So she's a woman, a CFO. She's agreeing with the proposal of Mr. Wilson to invoice the German firm first in euro, but she's also of the opinion that the UK company should use a sufficient 6 months sterling further contracts to hedge the transaction risk. What is further contracts? Further is nothing but future. She's saying instead of forward hedging, we do the futures hedging. Okay. Then the following base data is available to you. The spot is given to me. This is what? A euro by pound quote. Okay, so this is a pound quote. 6 month forward points are given to me. So I will have to either add or deduct depending on the ascending or descending order of the points. So here it is clearly noticeable these points are in descending order. I will have to deduct from the spot to get the forward rates. Very simple. 6 month further contract is currently trading at. So this is the future contract rate. Further is nothing but futures. Forward is forward, further is futures. Okay. 6 month future contract size is given to you as pound 62,500. So one contract size, one lot size is 62,500 pounds. Minimum you will have to buy this. Okay. In case of futures, after 6 months, spot and future will be this. So after 6 months spot rate they've given to you. After 6 months spot rate, actual rate after 6 months. Okay. This will help us to know what is the net benefit that we are generating from all these 3 alternatives. Okay, what is the highest amount, that value that we are able to generate in all the 3 alternatives, and depending on that we'll select one of the best alternatives with the highest amount, right? Now what are you required is, you are required to calculate the receipt, the sterling receipt, the pound receipt for UK Limited and UK PLC under each of the 3 alternatives. And in your opinion, which alternative will you consider most appropriate? Common sense prevails. I'll consider the one with the highest receipt, right? So we jump on to the solution directly from the institute material. Okay, it will be easier. Let's do that. So this is the solution, institute solution. We directly take it from here. Receipt under 3 proposals is what we have to calculate. The first one is proposal of Mr. Peter. He had said take average spot. Okay, take average spot. Now spot was 2 things, bid and ask. So what we have to do is we have to take average. If we go here, average is nothing but this 1.1960 plus 1.1970 divided by 2. When you do this, you get this rate 1.1965. Okay, now why is it divided? Now let's see how they've done it. we start from the base again. What is receivable is euro 2.8 million. Okay, what is the rate that is given to me? Now we've identified the rate. The average rate is 1.1965. Okay, but what is this rate? The currencies are important. So this rate was euro by sterling pound. Okay, so basically it's a pound quote. It's a direct pound quote, and the currency that I have is euro. So in order for the currency, the common currency, this in this case euro, to cancel out, I will have to divide. How? Let's write it down here. I will erase this. Euro 2.8 million into, if I do euro by pound, will the common currency be cancelled out? No, it's not possible if I multiply. So what I do is I divide euro by pound. It's a pound quote, 1.1965, the average rate that we just did, average of spot. If I do this, the common currency euro cancels out and I will be left with a pound amount, equivalent amount. So this amount comes up to pound 2.34 million, correct? So this is a pound equivalent, and as per Mr. Peter, we are now invoicing the German firm in pounds. Okay, the exporter company's home currency. So they are basically just eliminating the entire risk, transaction risk, because I'm invoicing in my home currency. Okay, so that is his proposal. So if I do it that way, then I'm getting a receipt of pound 2.34 million. Okay, let's see what Mr. Wilson said, and accordingly how much receipt are we going to get according to his proposal. Net receipts. Okay, Wilson said that invoice the German firm in euro, their currency, but at the same time, in order to hedge the risk, transaction risks, what you do is enter into a forward contract. So what we are going to do is use the forward rate, the 6-month forward rate they've given to us, but they've not given us directly. They've given us the spot, and then they've given us the 6-month forward points. If you remember, points, they're in the decreasing order. We'll just go back here. Okay, erase this, and we say the second solution, the second proposal, Mr. Wilson's. Spot is given to me these things, 6-month forward point in a decreasing order, so I will have to deduct. Okay, but which rate to use, 1.1960 or 1.1970? Okay, so once again, what is receivable? The currency was euro 2.8 million was receivable to me. Okay, so when I will receive that, when the UK company receives that, what I will do with the euro, I will sell the euros. These euros are of no use to me. I want my home currency. Okay, so sell euro, or I could say buy pounds. The same thing in one quote. There are only two currencies involved. In this particular case, it's euro and the pounds. Okay, so we've established the fact that I will buy pounds. The rate, the quote, rather the correct word is the quote given to me is a euro by pound quote, so a direct pound quote. And what I've decided is I will buy pound. Now, as a customer, I will buy at a higher quote or a lower quote. I will always buy high, Okay, the customer is always at a loss, so he will buy at high, he will sell at low. So buy at a higher rate. So 1.1970 would be the rate that I'll be buying, this particular rate. But this is again the spot. What I need to do is I'm hedging using the 6-month forward rate, right? So what I'll do is I will take this minus 0.55, and the rate that I get, the 6-month forward rate, is the rate that I will actually use. Okay, are you able to understand how I take 1.1970 minus 0.55 and the rate that I get is my 6-month forward? Okay, let's do the working here. We had selected 1.1970. The points that were available to me was 0.55. Now should I do 0.55 is this way and minus this will be wrong. No, what has to be done is this, again very important, 1.1970 0.0055. You start from the extreme right, 55, and here you get is 5 1 6 minus 1 1 9 Okay, so this is the 6-month forward rate that I get. Okay, now with this rate, this is my 6-month forward rate, should I divide or multiply with my base currency 2.8 million euros? Again, the same thing I will divide. Why? We've already established that in the first proposal. Because my common currency, which is euro, will cancel out, leaving me with equivalent pounds. Okay, so see, here they've solved 2.8 million divided by 1.1915, the same rate that we got. They are getting it in equivalent pounds, 2.35 million. Okay, so I'll just remove this. So this, in this second proposal, the receipt is pound 2.35 million. In the first proposal, Peter's proposal, it was 2.34 million. Okay, so the second proposal is better. Okay, till now I'll select the second one if the two alternatives were present. But no, then the CFO comes in, Mrs. Karen, and she has a different viewpoint. She said, why not use the futures to hedge? Okay, so we'll do that also. She said use the future, so we are using this. Again, we have divided this and future, there was one rate. We go back to the question and see the rate future contract. See, further contract is currently trading at this rate, 1.1943 euro by pound rate. Okay, and why divide? We've already established in proposal 1, proposal 2. So 2.8 million euro divided by what is happening? Wait. Okay, 2.8 million euro divided by 1.1943. You get an equivalent pound amount. Okay, which is pound 23,44,470. Okay, now this is not the end because that's the future contract. Okay, so now what will happen is you have this many equivalent pounds with you, 23,44,470 pounds. Now, but the problem is, in case of futures, you have something called as lot size. Okay, so on the basis of that lot size, you are allotted contracts, number of contracts. So in this case, I have this amount. When I divide it by lot size, what I get is number of contracts. So how many contracts, or rather how much amount will I be able to hedge? I will not be able to hedge the entire amount. Okay, see, the maximum that I'll be able to hedge is 37 contracts, because this contracts cannot be in points. So not 37.12 or 36.69. No. It has to be an absolute proper number. 37 contract, 38 contracts. Okay. So thus, now what is happening here is, if you notice, I will not be able to hedge the entire amount of 23,44,470 pounds. So then what happens further? Let's see. Thus, the euro amount hedged by future contract will be how much? 37 contracts into one contract lot size is pound 62,500. So the amount that I'll be able to hedge is only this much, pound 23,12,500, and not the entire 23,44,000. No, only 23,12,500 pounds. Okay. So now what happens? Now we do the actual hedging. Now, the future contract that I had bought was, because I have to buy pound 6, I will sell euro or buy pound. Again, I'll write it down using a different color. Okay, sell euro or buy pounds. I'll select the buy pound option because my base quote is pound quote. Okay, it's a direct pound quote, so buy pound, this one, correct? So I will buy the future at this rate, the 6-month future quote that we've just seen, 1.1943. If we want to see it again from the question, we can do that. This 1.1943. Okay, the future quote. So I'm buying this because by pound, it's a future pound quote. After 6 months, the spot rate and the future rate is this. So actual rate would be what? This much. Now I have bought this. In order to hedge, I will take an opposite position on the actual due date, right? The actual due date is post 6 month spot. Then post 6 months, spot and future are same. In this case, they have said this in the question, right? So my rate here they've given is only one rate. There's no ask or bid. There's only one rate, 1.1873. Again, it's a pound quote. Okay, 1.1873 euro by pound. So it's a pound, direct pound quote. So I will buy at this rate. I'll buy at a higher rate and I'll sell at a lower rate. In this case, forget the gain. I'm in loss. Okay, I'm making loss. How much loss? Again, 37 contracts into 62,500 into this particular difference. This minus this will be my loss. Let's see what they've done. See, buy at this 1.1943, sell at 1.1873. My net loss in this case is, because I'm buying at a higher rate, selling at a lower rate, is 0.007. What? Euro by pound. So total loss 37 contracts, 62,500 into this 0.0070 is giving me a euro loss, which is euro 16,188. Euro. Remember the currency, very important. It's a euro loss. Okay. After 6 months, what is happening? Now we are standing in the actual time when I will receive. Till now it was receivable. Now after 6 months, I'm going to actually receive these money. This since I've invoiced the German firm, as per Mrs. Karen, the CFO, she says invoice the German firm in their own currency, which is euro. So I've invoiced them in their currency, which is euro, which was 2.8 million euros. So I will be receiving those euros now. Okay, so 2.8 million euros is nothing but 28 lakhs euros. Okay, but at the same time, since I took a future contract, I was booking a loss. I actually made a loss, unfortunately. So I will not be receiving euro 28 lakh. No. Instead, I will be receiving 28 lakh minus 16,188 euro. The net amount is 27 lakh 83,812 euro. Okay, this is the net amount. Now again, it's in euro. I'll be converting that into equivalent pounds, because at the end of the day, see, I'm a UK company. I don't really care about euro. I want my home currency. I will sell these euro and get the pound. Again, sell euro or buy pound. Why am I doing this exercise of sell euro is equivalent to buy pound? The reason is very simple, because the base currency that is available to me is a pound currency. The quote that is available, it's a euro by pound quote, a direct pound quote. Okay, so I will have to do this. Sell euro, I cannot sell euro. I would rather do buy pound, because my currency is euro by pound. Okay, and that will be at the spot, 6 month spot. After 6 months, what is the prevailing spot? That spot we already know. See, 1.18, this one, 73. So what I'll do is divide this amount by that rate. What is the rate? This divided by euro by pound, 1.1873. Why divide? Once again I'll explain, because this common currency goes out, I'll be left with equivalent pounds, and that is what I want as a UK company. This is my home currency. Okay, and when I do that, I get the amount in equivalent pounds, this one. Okay, 2.3446 million. Now if you notice, in all three alternatives, my amount, I'll take a different highlighter, is in pounds. Okay, pounds 2.34 million, pounds 2.35 million, and pounds 2.344 million, 446 million. So again, the highest receipt will be this one, second one. Mr. Wilson, what he said was hedge using the forward contract. So I will do that, okay, to maximize my receipt. Now what are they saying then? 1 second, wait. The final option is option B. Yes, is preferable, because the option A and C produces least receipts, and we, as you know, as an exporter, we want to maximize our receipt as a plain businessman, right? So option B. Now further, in case of proposal A, there must be a doubt as to whether this would be acceptable to the German firm, as it is described as a competitive market and the UK company is moving into it for the first time. Yes, this also could be a problem, because if the UK firm, the UK company says that, okay, I want to invoice in my own currency rather than yours, it will be difficult, because there will be other sellers out there who will be, you know, ready to invoice it, the German firm, in their currency. And see, if I am invoicing in my home currency, say the UK firm is invoicing in their home currency, which is sterlings, then they are avoiding, or rather completely extinguishing the transaction risk for them But for the German firm, it's the opposite. They will now have the transaction risk because now they have the invoice that they have to pay out in a different currency from their own home currency. So the fluctuations in the currencies, two different currencies, will have an impact. Fluctuations in the pound or the sterling currency will have an impact in their payables. So it will be a problem. Okay, and this UK company is exporting for the first time, so generally the German company won't accept such terms. So that's what they've written, but the answer is option B because the receipts are maximum year, 2.35 million pounds. I hope the question is clear. Thank you so much. Bye.